60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm John.
I'm Nancy.
And we are J&N
J&N
Travels. Thank you very much for joining us today. Jesus, looking here, it looks like my mouth is not in sync. Okay. It's a cool down day over here, cool down week,
Yeah.
right over here in New Hampshire.
Yep.
And
Indeed it is.
we thank you for coming in on Friday. We postponed, I went down to have a wonderful visit with my mother yesterday, so we had to push the live off till today.
Mhm.
So thank you for joining us. Our next one will be back on Thursdays. Let's see. So Sunday we have our game day with
We
Tanisha.
do,
Hope
yeah.
she's going to a convention. Hopefully she's going to make it back in
Yeah.
time.
She seems to think she will.
That's right. So that's this Sunday at 4:00.
Yes.
And let me just do a little bit of bookkeeping here, Nance. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we just uploaded our 974th video this morning.
Wow.
Getting closer to that 1,000 mark.
Yeah.
That we're a video, so that's a good thing. That's kind of a fun thing. No, we've done that much. And we celebrate on, let's see, today's the 4th. So on the 10th of this month, we celebrate 4 years as a YouTube channel.
Wow, that went by fast. 4 years.
4 years and 1,000 videos later, right? So a little bit of bookkeeping here.
And a lot of meeting nice people, too.
Yeah, a lot of meeting nice people. So this is our discussion forum today.
Yeah.
And just to go over a few things. Facebook page, we're getting more people over there.
Yeah.
Keep coming. We added another day, Tune Tuesday, which is
Tune Tuesday
to our Photo Friday and Miscellaneous Monday and Short Saturday.
Mhm.
So that's fun. Go over and look at our J&N Travels Facebook page, merchandise store. Check it out. Take a peek. We put out our 5th podcast this past Sunday, and in 2 weeks we'll be putting out our 6th. So take a look at that. Always looking for comments on how to better the podcast. We've already gotten some suggestions.
That's good.
Yeah, so that will help.
Suggestions are always welcome.
They are. The audio videos, the videos are strictly on YouTube. There's an audio and a video version on Spotify, Google, Amazon, and Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, our YouTube channel, which you're watching now.
Excellent.
So those are our bookkeeping measures. Okay. I notice we have 2 mods are in the house here. Hello, Larry. How you doing?
Hey, Larry. How are you?
And the captain.
Captain. He's been busy, Captain.
He's got an interesting series, alive and a video coming out on his last sweepstakes day. It's going to show all his prizes and stuff.
That's really cool.
Still waiting to see if he won that slushy machine for me. We'll have to wait and see.
Very cool.
And hello to Maxwell Smart.
Hi,
how you doing today, Max? I don't know if he's driving or not.
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's Larry and the captain. And where's Mr. Maxwell? Okay. So why don't we move right on to our discussion? Okay. Now we've been doing a series of Disney updates the last 10 to 15 years. We started with Magic Kingdom, which is the first park built. We went to Epcot, We went to studios, and today is our final one, which is the Animal Kingdom.
Great park. I'm glad they made Animal Kingdom.
Okay, Disney Animal Kingdom is the newest park, and it celebrates 25 years in April.
Yeah.
Okay, so it opened in 1998.
Yep.
It's
We
also,
went the first year they opened. We went in 98.
We
First year
did.
they opened.
and it was built originally as a half-day park, and they've since made it so you could spend the whole day there. It's because it seems small, right? Because most of it is wide open land for the animals. It is the biggest park of the four,
Yeah.
but it seems like the smallest, doesn't it? Because of the actual area you walk around.
Yeah.
A couple little fun facts about it. It's home to approximately 2,000 animals representing 200 species. And let's see, how many animals have been... I'm going to throw this question out. We'll answer it at the end. But how
Okay.
many of the animals at Disney Animal Kingdom right now have been there since the opening day and still live in the park?
That's a good question.
And I will answer that at the very end. Okay. Yeah, it's funny, Billy. He says it's his least favorite park. You hear that from a lot of people.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Because they go in, it's kind of a half zoo to them,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have as many attractions.
Right.
It used to be my least favorite too, but they added the Avatar Land.
It became our daughter's favorite because of Avatar Land. To quote my daughter, this is my new favorite park. She loved that Avatar ride. Was it Flight of Passage? Is that what it was called? She loved it.
Yeah,
both
right.
Our children loved it.
He has one of the selection machine. Yeah, Larry's saying his renovations are starting back up next week. I didn't realize they were that. I knew they didn't order your cabinets, but I thought they were doing other things.
Well, it's going to be beautiful when it's all done.
Probably be worth the wait, Larry.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so let's go through the process with the Animal Kingdom. 1997, 2-year-old giraffe was the first animal in the park.
Oh, I like giraffes.
I should have had you guess which animal it was.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that. I do like giraffes, though, a lot.
Then 2006, your favorite attraction opened up. You know what that is?
In Animal Kingdom, my favorite attraction opened up. The Kilimanjaro Safari?
Nope, the Everest.
I didn't like it at first because I didn't go on it. But once I went on it, it became one of my favorites. I was a little nervous to go on the roller coaster because it went backwards. But
that scares some people, but
it was fun.
I actually think it's less scary going backwards than it is forward.
Yeah, it was fun.
Maybe because you don't see the stuff, right? 2 months, Larry said they haven't been doing work on it. Holy cow.
Jeez, that's a long time.
Captain says, does Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto count as animals? We've been there since the beginning of the park.
Very good.
If so, my answer is 5. No, because there's an inner human in them, so I don't think we can count them.
Ooh, don't give the secret
It has
away.
to be a whole. Well, it has to be a whole animal. I'm not even sure what the answer was. I remember when they did this, and I can't remember what the answer was. Okay, so next one, 2010. 8 white rhinos were born in the Animal Kingdom. This is a park open.
White rhino.
I tried to do some research to see how many animals were there, figuring it's not a huge list. It is a huge list. It's an unbelievable amount of baby animals have been born at the park. 2011, Disney announced a major expansion to the park. And this is the one you were referring to, Pandora, the World of Avatar.
Okay, yeah. Our children love that.
Now, that had the boat ride that we liked. We got on that one.
Yeah, that was
nice,
cool.
Smooth boat ride.
Yeah, I like that.
Reminds me of the boat ride inside Mexico. Remember?
It did.
Nice scenic ride.
Yeah,
relaxing.
nice scenic.
Hey, welcome in, Tommy. His
Hi,
favorite
Tommy.
is the safari.
Oh, yeah, I love that too. My dad loved that. That was really cool that he got to see that.
I mean, the animals, a lot of people don't realize, but they have this rock up on the mountain heated. So the lions would sit on it, and that way they'd be able to be viewed from the safari. Cool. Because if not, they would go behind the rock. So I thought that's an interesting fact when I had heard that.
Very interesting.
So Pandora had the boat ride, like we said. It had that other ride that we weren't willing to wait. Our kids did.
They waited. Thank you.
And
they waited like 80 minutes or something like that.
Right. Well, was it closer to 2 hours? No.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
But they thought it was the best ride in Disney, so I'm hoping we can somehow get back on that.
I hope so. They absolutely loved it.
And 2011 was also considered Captain when Disney turned. Well, they considered Animal Kingdom a full day park at that point. 2014, construction began on the expansion. Okay, so this is another expansion coming there.
And I do like the shows in Animal Kingdom. They had the Lion King show and they had the Pocahontas show. So the shows were good too. The Lion King show was fabulous.
Lion King show was great.
But they cut back a little bit last time we went. It wasn't as long and they didn't have the flying monkeys.
Flying monkeys were taken out when we started because of COVID stuff.
Right.
And then they're back now.
They're back.
Flying monkeys are back.
So those are cool.
Yeah, I like those.
I love those. They do. It's fantastic.
And they're human. Billy said flight. So you got on that, Billy? Flight of Passage is my favorite ride.
Oh, wow.
It used to be Expedition Everest. So he's saying the same thing you did.
Yeah.
I'm dying to try that.
Me too. I just couldn't wait that long in line. Just I think 70 minutes was the longest I waited in line. And that was challenging for me. I was getting a little claustrophobic. That was with Space Mountain, and finally we got on the ride.
Larry, did you see? He just saw the Little Mermaid movie. You're not talking the cartoon. You're talking the new one at the theaters, I assume. We just saw that a week ago. 2 weeks ago?
We did. It was good. We saw it at our local theater. Yeah.
I thought it was quite miscast, but it was good. It's like Soarin' on steroids. Okay, that's a good description of it. Though.
Okay,
I can almost picture that.
That's a very good description. Yeah, I was scared to go on Soarin' because my fear of heights, but I overcame it to go on the ride. It was awesome. It was worth it.
Okay, so in 2014, the construction is all going crazy now. Camp Mini Mickey was closed for the Beastly Kingdom, which was never built. Now, Camp Mini Mickey, if you remember, that was where you took the path down. They had several different spots with the characters. And you disposed of them.
They were dressed in safari outfits.
Yes.
Yeah, it was cool.
And that was temporary.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be, originally Disney was supposed to, I have it down here somewhere, but it was supposed to be a Beastly Kingdom. Beastly Kingdom was supposed to have fantasy type of beasts like the unicorn.
Oh, really?
And dragons and all that kind of stuff. Okay. They never built it.
They never built it.
But if you ever look at the original sign, I don't know if it's still on it or not, they have some of the fantasy type of animals that was supposed to be on that.
Okay.
And they may have replaced, I'll have to look again. Does anyone notice that that's on there? Larry said he was impressed with the graphics and the animations. So
Very good.
Talking the first one, then the animated one, I guess. Even though there was some animation, the 3D graphics and stuff in the new one. 2014. This is just an interesting tidbit. Walking through the Animal Kingdom, a little boy, a snake fell from a tree.
What?
Yeah, and landed on the little boy. It wasn't a poisonous snake. But he was with his grandmother, and his grandmother got so scared by the snake falling on it, she had a heart attack and passed away.
No, this is true story.
Yeah, it's true story.
That's
2014.
Terrible.
2016, we move on to that, to something a little happier. 2016, they started staying open at night. Now, if you remember, they were closed before dark because the animals, they figured the animals were getting traumatized. If it was late, they needed the time to sleep and all that. Right. And they also did all sorts of surveys and to make sure that fireworks off at the distant parks was not upsetting the animals, which somehow they proved it wasn't. So they were able to continue the fireworks at the other parks. Imagine if they didn't. Hey, Blaine, how you doing?
Hi, Blaine.
Okay, so he's talking the new one then with the animation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that part was good. I'll agree with you on that, Larry. 2016. Okay, no, we did that. They stayed open like 2017. Pandora, the World of Avatar opened. Two marquee attractions, which we mentioned, were the Flight of Passage and the Navi River Journey.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
Navi River Journey is nice, smooth ride, a lot of colors.
Yeah, very pretty. I remember that very well.
Very relaxing.
It was only 2 years ago, so I would remember.
Yeah, and some special effects. And then, like Captain said, the Avatar Flight of Passage was basically a 3D. You're on the back of those, whatever those birds are, banshees. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what our daughter and son said. They absolutely couldn't say enough good things about that.
Flying through the air.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. I went on Expedition Everest back in 1999 when Yeti actually moved.
Yes.
Now he just every year I
Yes.
read up on
I
that to
remember
see
the
if they fixed it. And
yeah.
I don't know
That is so
why.
cool.
It can't be that big a fix. Now
I
you
don't
see the
know.
shadow, but that's all you see.
Yeah, I remember when he moved. Yeah.
Ooh, Blaine taking a shot at the captain. We won't read that. 2019, Disney's Animal Kingdom hosted 13.888 million guests, ranking it as the third most visited theme park in North America and the sixth most visited theme park in the world. See, I didn't think it was that popular. I know it's popular, but
Yeah.
not to be on third place.
Right.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we jump into that's Captain is from BC.
What?
Ooh, it just Sasquatch jokes going back and forth here. 2000. Now we're getting to the year 2000. Dino Suit. Do you remember that? Dino Suit. It's an exact replica of the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil found. It went on display in Dino Land.
Oh, Dino Sue. Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about. Of course, I remember.
Like the
that.
big tent set up.
Yeah, I
and you
remember
went in
that.
and
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I don't think that's there anymore. I think that was a temporary display.
I do remember.
Now we jump way ahead, okay, to 2020. Character flotillas on the river. This is those boats. We put a couple videos with a character on the boats and they sail around the waters inside the Animal Kingdom. You know how you look down, some were playing music. And
Oh yeah.
It's a way to see the characters
Yeah.
without meet and greets.
All right.
Let's see. Okay. 2020, sad time. The park closed because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
so that's when it closed, officially closed, I guess. 2022, so 2 years later, Dino Land closed and would be rethemed to Moana and Zootopia Land. Okay, now
that's cool.
Dino Land was kind of reminded me of an old carnival.
Yeah,
carnival rides, and they have carnival games.
Yeah,
I don't know how it survived that long. To tell you the truth. So that's gone, and they're going to put, which has not opened yet, a Moana themed area in the Zootopia. Zootopia is like, what's the other version of it with the animals? I can't think of it. You know how there's another cartoon that's similar to it. I can't even think of what it's called now. But I didn't realize Zootopia was a Disney product. So they're going to open the land for that.
I think that would be successful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Moana.
Yeah.
Too. In 2022, they updated the musical stage production Finding Nemo, The Big Blue, and Beyond.
Oh,
if you remember, we saw the original.
We did.
Closed it down, and they kind of made a sequel like the movie. You know, in the movie they had Finding Nemo, and then they had the one with what's the fish
Dory?
there? Dory, yeah. And this was a sequel.
Okay.
I think we saw both of them.
We did.
Yeah. 2023, Disney Animal Kingdom celebrates 25 years of magic, and it was on Earth Day that they celebrated this. Okay, so this is this year, this April.
Okay.
Now, the question we asked at the beginning of this, if anyone knows, hey, Paul, how you doing?
Hi, Paul. How you doing? Hope all is well.
Okay, the question we asked at the beginning, 45 animals. Oh, I guess it's not the type of animal. I guess the question was, and I just gave the answer. How many of the original animals
gave
at
it
the
away.
park
45.
still
Did I
at
get it
the
right?
park 25 years later? I thought I actually had the animal.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's 45 animals that were brought into the park on opening day or before opening day.
Are still alive and well.
Still alive on the 45. So they're at least probably 25, 30 years old, these animals now.
Yeah, I don't know what the life expectancy of, say, an elephant or a giraffe is.
Right. Okay. I don't know if Blaine guessed 5. I don't know if he guessed it before you gave the answer or after you gave the answer. I'm just kidding around. RLK, thank you for coming in.
Hi, RLK.
I bet they eat kids.
Wow, who eats kids?
Captain. Ahoy there, Paul. Ahoy there, Paul. Now there's Sasquatch, Blaine, and Bigfoot Paul in here. That's so funny. And I think they all sailed on a cruise, happy cruise ship
Oh, then
together,
in
huh?
Helen, Georgia, they had a lot of Sasquatches.
Hey, Eric, how you doing,
Hey,
Eric?
Eric, where are you?
Yeah, I know. I was at that Eric where he is.
He's like, where's Waldo? Where's Eric?
Are you in the States, Eric?
But they did have a lot of they had that Sasquatch carving in Helen, Georgia.
Right.
That was kind of cool.
That was cool. And we talked to a girl in the gift shop. She said there was never a Sasquatch in Helen, Georgia. They up the road in one of the towns north. Remember that was supposedly a Sasquatch
because
site.
you asked why
And-
so many
right.
Sasquatch
And they just kind of
memorabilia is here.
and they
Yeah,
just kind of filtered
yeah,
down.
that's cool.
All right, so that is the changes for that's the fourth Disney park, and that's the updates for that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go on to something that's a little bit. You guys are probably going to disagree on some of these, but this is stuff I just got on the internet. Some facts of the best time to cruise the Caribbean, and it's a month-to-month breakdown. Okay, so we'll start with January and February. The weather are the two best months to cruise the Caribbean. January, February have the low risk of hurricanes.
Yeah.
Remember that's not hurricane
Well,
season,
because
right?
they're not the Jason months. Jason is June, August, September, October, and November.
February just might be the best time of year to cruise the Caribbean, as warm temperatures are the norm throughout the region.
Oh.
You can expect highs in the mid-80s in southern Caribbean, with lows typically no cooler than the 60s. In more northern destinations like the Bahamas or Puerto Rico, it's a little cooler.
Yeah.
Water temperatures in the Caribbean can be cool in January and February. Occasional winter storm and breezy conditions can make water a bit rough as well. This is a little deceiving because we know people who have gone like to Bermuda. Bermuda is not way down the Caribbean. It's off the coast of North Carolina. And it's actually too cold to go in the water at that point. I had a friend that didn't go in the water once when they went down there because it was just too cold.
Yeah.
Without a wetsuit. So it depends what part of the Caribbean you're going in January, February. We've never sailed that time of year. Has anyone sailed that time of year, and do you recommend it? Let's see. Eric B says, I'm at home probably until my cruise in October, but I'm considering a weekend trip to Los Angeles next month.
Oh, really?
Dolphins Charge. That would be great. I'm itching like you, Eric. I think it's next week or the week after they start exhibition for football. I'm just itching to watch it. Are you going on that cruise, the same one that the captain's going on out of Miami? Because our cruise, I'm going to find someone that's going on the same cruise as us.
We're going on the Venezia out of New York.
Now, Blaine cruised the Caribbean in January 2020, as well as October and November. Loved them all. October's our favorite. We always aim for October.
Yeah.
And I just know if January would be too cold. Jets first Browns Hall of Fame game last night. I know. And the Jets lost. And the lights went out.
Oh.
I'm at home until my back-to-back cruise in October on the Carnival.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, so you and Eric are going on the same cruise. That sounds like a fun cruise.
Nice.
I didn't hate airports so much. We would look more into that one.
Yeah, I know. Although our last, flight wasn't bad. I can't complain. It was quick.
It's just airports. The flights don't bother me. It's the airports themselves.
The airports, that's true, yeah.
Larry says I've done West Coast in March, in the Caribbean in October. Now the Caribbean October, Larry, that's when I assume you're talking with us, and that was nice.
That was very
I think
nice.
October is wonderful for Caribbean. Our problem is we leave New York to go to Caribbean, so the first 2 or 3 days are cold.
Yeah.
Coming back, they're cold.
Yeah.
And that's why we booked this ship. This is the only ship that I've heard of in the area that has a retractable roof. So at least the first 3 days, they can have the roof shut.
Yeah.
And Captain acknowledges that Eric is sailing with him, and
very nice,
and that Eric should feel privileged.
I'm sure he does.
The cost, okay, for January and February. Cruises can be extremely budget friendly with sailings available from $50 a person per night. Like what are we paying? 50 for our cruise in October. It's 53 a night, 58 a night, somewhere in that range. For that cruise. Because I guess out of New York, a lot of people don't go out of New York, right? Maybe.
Maybe.
Blaine, we are doing the Caribbean in April of next year. We're like, yeah, that's his group cruise.
Oh,
we like
good.
cruising in the fall,
Do you?
though, due to the weather not being as bad.
I've
However,
heard that.
Aruba was very hot in October, hottest we've seen. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, usually we don't have bad luck in October, but you can hit some very hot days because you are coming just off the summer. Not a fan of the heat. Hey, Missouri Travels, thanks for coming in. Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, everything's got to be in perspective. If it's 30 degrees here in New Hampshire, then 60 degrees is going to be pretty darn warm, no matter where we go. So that moves on to March and April. They both have great weather, and they both have spring break. Well, the temperatures in March and April are great for those who want to get warm. Northern islands like the Bahamas or the Turks or the Caicos are hotter than earlier in the year, and they can reach the 90s in the southern islands. So that's interesting because I always thought that the Turks was further south, but maybe it does get cold like the Bahamas do. The cost for March and April, cruises run close to, now this is a biggie, run close to $100 per person per night. Spring break is a popular time to cruise, and fares can fluctuate during that time. Keep in mind that spring break means things are crowded and lively on board and on land at this time. I hate huge crowds.
Me too.
And the cost is up there, so you're really not getting any kind of bang for your buck. So
Yeah.
that's one thing we'll always avoid from, especially spring break time.
Yeah. So I heard you say Blaine said Aruba was extraordinarily hot.
Yeah, when he went in
When he went.
October, I think he said, yeah, October.
That was our last cruise. We were there.
Was it real hot? I know.
I remember being very
Yeah.
hot. Yeah, I do. I was in the water the whole time at Eagle Beach.
Hello, Miss Jessica. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Jessica. Thought that was our first experience with Aruba, so I just thought it would be hot anyways.
Well, but I think the Caribbean is almost having the same temperature
Yeah,
year round. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Captain's going to be announced on a cruise in 2024 that he's going on tomorrow. Is that the one you won?
Really?
Captain Commodore?
Oh, wow.
He won one. Recently.
Captain, good for you.
Larry says his AC is set for 62 degrees, 24/7.
Oh, really?
There's a cruise I just read about that the air conditioning failed and the cabin for 80 degrees. For the
I would have
cruise.
died. I don't do well with the heat. Oh, my gosh. I would have died.
Is it a group cruise, Captain? Sorry, Helen, Georgia. Let's see. The captain says he likes sailing September through November and January through March before spring break. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you.
If
Yeah,
you can
less
avoid
crowded.
and that's a typical thing. Like you think of the fall, kids are in school.
Yeah.
Like the cruise we're going on in October is a 12-day cruise. So the odds that people are going to take their kids out of school for 12 days in the middle of the school year is a lot less likely, right? Oh, he said he didn't win the cruise. Oh, okay. I thought you earned it through your casino thing.
Oh. So
I guess that's more. You're not actually winning it. You just earn it by the amount of time you do the casino stuff. That was okay. Now we're into May and June. Hot, humid, and less crowded. The only thing that not May and June. That would be the next one. The late spring and the early summer months are great for enjoying the Caribbean and its relative quietness. Temperatures are hot with the highs in the 80s and 90s during the day. Humidity will also be higher this time of year, and nighttime temps won't fall lower than 70s. June is the official start of hurricane season.
Yeah, the Jason months. Yeah.
So the cost for May and June. Cruise traffic increases to prepare for the influx of summer month vacations. That means ships may be below capacity as high season comes into full swing late in the summer. Week-long sailings increase, some into the 4-digit range per person. Geez, that's high. So basically, it sounds like May and the beginning of June before all the kids get out. But I know down south with some of you the schools get out earlier, don't they? Okay, and Larry's got 3 booked: early 25, the Icon February 22, March 1st, and Harmony Seas. That's a ship I love to go on the Harmonies. Well, the Icon too. So at those, let's see. The Icon is NCL, correct, Larry? Harmony Seas is Royal, And is the Epic, I'm trying to think what the Epic is that NCL also? Yeah, we haven't, you're right, Blaine. We have not run into huge crowd. There's always a handful of kids, but it's minimum. And so you can actually enjoy a lot of the areas that were geared for adults. Okay, he's answering Blaine. Okay. So that's May and June. So the price of stock getting up there. The only time I recommend the summer, we're getting into summer now, weather, July and August. Temperatures in the Caribbean are in the upper 70s and 80s. More cloud cover from tropical systems helps keep the temps down. July brings rain to the eastern Caribbean, including Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. August is wet in the Bahamas, Martinique, and Dominica. Anyone been to Dominica? That's one of the islands on our list, and I had never heard of it. I thought it was Dominican Republic, but it's not. It's its own country. Caribbean sea temperatures are at their warmest in August, reaching 83 degrees on the average. Cost for July and August. Now, this is where I would expect it to be high. The only cruise we've done during the summer was Bermuda from Boston, and that was for obvious reasons, so that Bermuda would have warm waters and we can enjoy it, which we did. And we actually, you can get around the high cost by going late in August, because most schools go back the third or fourth week, usually the third week. So the kids are back in school or they're prepping for school. So we were able to get some decent, the prices stopped breaking the last week of August for Bermuda. So keep an eye on that if you plan on that trip. The cost for July and August. Cruise prices can be most expensive months to cruise in the Caribbean, but there are plenty of exceptions because more and more ships sail the region every year. Prices can be competitive for cruises. Keep in mind, July and August means families are traveling and crowds are large.
July
like I
and
said,
August?
yeah, but remember we found if you do it the third week and fourth week, it's usually a price break because kids are all going back to school. Let's see. Wow, Larry's got a free Princess cruise he used up.
Princess. Who was talking about Princess that they really
I'd like to try a
it?
Princess.
Yeah.
And so there's Blaine.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
Epic is NCL, I believe. Okay. So you're going to 2 NCLs and 1 RCL, Larry, it sounds like.
Nice.
Okay, so Tommy's been to Dominica. It's a very scenic island. Reminds me a lot of St. Lucia, though. St. Lucia and Dominica are both on that list, and the thing that bothers me with both those islands, I like a place I can walk to the beach, or it's relatively close.
Well, we did walk to the beach. We walked to Vergy Beach in St. Lucia.
Neither Dominica or St. Lucia really is a port area. The other places, St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Barbados, all have places within walking distance.
Barbados was such a beautiful walk to the beach, yeah. And it was a nice walk to the Vergy Beach in St. Lucia. It was a little long of a walk, but it's doable.
Larry, Neander's still waiting for her first cruise, correct? I didn't miss a cruise that she got on. Let's see. NCL Epic, RCL Icon, and what was the other one? Harmony of the Seas. Okay, NCL is Epic. RCL is the Icon. RCL is Harmony. Okay, for some reason I thought the Icon was, that's right. It would have to be RCL because I think it's a bigger ship now. Larry, Tommy says, doing Princess Discovery in March. First time booked Princess in a long time. Wow. Do you like that cruise line, Tommy? We want to try it.
Yeah, we'd love to
try it. We also want to try MSC, but we're scared to right now because we hear nothing but bad stuff about the food there.
I mean, I really look forward to the food, even though I can't eat everything.
No comment there, Captain/Commodore. Okay, so now we move on to, we covered the summer, and now we're on to the lean months. These are my favorite. Well, with the exception of September.
I won't go in September.
Nancy refuses to travel in September.
I refuse to go in September.
September, October, or November is hurricane season in the Caribbean. While temperatures remain steady in September, October, November, 70s and 80s, sunny days might be tempered by winds and rains during stormy conditions. Ocean temperatures stay around 83 degrees, but due to hurricane season, sea conditions can be choppy and rough.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
In the highlights here, September is a worst month the cruise.
Yeah.
We always go towards the middle to end of October.
Yeah.
We have not had bad luck yet.
No, we haven't.
Knock on wood somewhere here.
Yes. So far, so good.
And let's see.
I just don't want to be sick.
Tommy says,
time
we
because
liked the entertainment last time we
Oh,
sailed
yeah?
on. Doing small ships lately, she's not sure we'll enjoy the bigger crowds. We'll see. We enjoyed the smaller ones, and then
Yeah.
we enjoyed the medium ones, and never
Yeah.
thought we'd like the bigger ones. And then when we did the Oasis and really loved it, and now it's like you wonder if you went back to the smaller ones, it would be too small because it wouldn't be as much stuff, or how
Yeah,
that
I
would,
don't
that whole
know.
thing would figure into the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Prices, if you're wondering, for September, October, November, have some of the best cruise prices. Reduced cruise fares can drop below $50. Yeah, we paid $48 a night. I can't remember if it was the last cruise or the cruise before that.
I don't know.
At
You
the end
do
of
all the
November,
bookings, so I don't know.
and of course, at the end of November, it transitions to the holidays, and the Christmas, the New Year's.
Mhm.
We lucked out on. We got a very cheap cruise fare over Thanksgiving 1 year, many years ago. I don't know
Yes,
why,
we
because if
did.
you look now for over Thanksgiving, it's very high.
Yes.
It's a holiday fare. And Christmas, of course, is off the charts. From what I understand, it can be double the price.
Wow.
Might as well go on a Disney cruise at that
I
point, right?
know.
Okay. Let's see. I haven't had any issues cruising there. Yes, and that's the thing, Captain Commodore, is if you hit bad weather really once, so you're gonna shy away from it. We're like
Yeah.
that. We'll do it until we probably get burnt, right?
I know one time when we went on a Bermuda cruise, it was a little rough and I got sick, but luckily it was only 3 days and I was fine. But you don't want to be sick the whole cruise. I just want to avoid that.
That'd be interesting. A river cruise. I always
Yeah.
see those, but I picture the prices are off the wall,
Mm.
but they've never really priced it out, so I don't know. Larry says, yes, we are booked on the Carnival Magic, September 8th through 15th. Our first. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's okay. So that is Amanda's first cruise. I didn't think you had snuck on one
Oh,
before.
that would be Amanda's first cruise.
And a birthday cruise
Oh,
at the same time.
nice. Very nice.
And the final month here is December. December can be the best time to cruise in the Caribbean. Early in the month brings a lull to the islands as hurricane season has ended.
Yeah.
But of course, you get then the Christmas holidays
I
coming.
know,
Right?
you do.
The costs. December fares vary depending on when you're planning to travel. Look at the first or second week of the month if you're after a bargain. Once the calendar is close to the holidays and winter breaks, the demand and prices increase. Prices can double their normal fare and ships can be at maximum capacity. So that's for the holidays, which makes perfect sense. The one thing they always dispute, and we get some travel agents in the crowd here, they always recommend the further in advance you book a cruise, the cheaper it is.
Yes,
And
I heard that.
I've always
But
disagreed with
you
that.
disagree with that because you
Right.
always book.
I always book within right after final payments due within that 3-month window at the end, and the prices are dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And only once, the only time that they were high was when we booked the group cruise. Remember, a year and a half in advance or something, they were higher than normal.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe we just lucked out,
Maybe.
but I haven't heard that. I have not heard that. Let's see. Tommy says, travel checkout key. They offer some deals on river cruising at times, mostly Rhine and Danube. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it's a seasonal type of thing, I guess, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that now you don't. I agree with that. See, Larry says his September cruise is $52 a night.
Nice.
And they've got 8 of them going out of Miami. 8 people, Larry. Okay. So that's our take on the research and our own opinion on the seasons, and maybe to help someone out there that really is novice. Everyone in here, I think, is pretty seasoned cruises, so they know that. Plain says, just depends. You can find great deals way in advance, but also great ones the last minute.
Okay,
so hard to follow these days.
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing too, that they're all over the place right now. Because I looked at before we booked this cruise for October, we looked all over and they were very high.
Yeah, I remember.
And then this one popped up out of nowhere.
Well, you booked and then it went up $100,
Yeah,
didn't it?
and then it went back down again.
Then it
And
went
now
back
it's
down.
up. It's about $100 more
100.
than what we paid right now. So, all right.
Interesting.
That is interesting. So that's our take on the best time of year for cruise. And we have one more item on today's, and it's a third one on our thumbnail. It is going to be, we thought it was very interesting. We're going to do a whole show on the landscaping at Disney World.
That's
But
right.
we, there's a lot of information out there, and I
Lots.
didn't know how interesting that would be talking all about it. So we're going to do some on that, but we're probably going to do it in segments.
Yeah.
And first segment, which Nancy's going to do on landscaping, is just 10 fun facts about Disney World landscaping. So I guess
That's
we'll
right.
we'll go to the end of the show with you reading these, Nancy. Go right ahead.
All right. The Walt Disney World Resort is home to over 7 million trees, shrubs, and flowers. Nearly 17% of Disney World's 25,000 acres are devoted to maintain landscapes and gardens.
Nice.
Yeah, here are 10 fun facts you may not know. About 80% of Walt Disney World is irrigated using reclaimed water. That's really good.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Just to interrupt you 1 second here. Blaine says, which cruise you going? We went on the Venezia.
Venezia in October.
October
Out of
28th. Yeah, it's a Halloween cruise.
yeah. There are 84 rain sensors located across property that monitors local rainfall. That makes sense that they have that. There are 800 hanging baskets on show around the resort at one time. There are 4,000 hanging baskets produced each year. On average, each basket is in production for 3 months and on stage for 3 months. About 3.5 million bedding plants and annuals are planted each year around the resort. During the Flower and Garden Festival, 200,000 additional bedding plants are added. We've always wanted to do that. Has anybody ever done that? Gone to the Flower and Garden Festival?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's at
It's the
Epcot,
one festival,
right?
that we have not done. We're
Yeah.
hoping next year because we're going to
That
be
would be
down there.
beautiful.
Hopefully, going to be down there through April. I think it starts in March,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to do that for once, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting about the plants too because I saw a special video on that once with at night when everything's closed down, they come out of the woodwork, people with plants, and
Yeah.
all the dead ones are replaced.
Well, it's just perfection. The landscaping is. So Disney maintains 400 million shrubs across the entire landscape.
Jessica's been to
she-
the Flower and Garden.
Oh,
It's my favorite.
really? Oh,
It looks gorgeous.
It
I mean,
does.
I don't know how long they keep the flowers up to snuff, but
Yeah.
the topiaries,
Topiaries
and
are
the butterfly
beautiful.
garden,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and so has the Captain Commodore. He's
Oh,
been through it,
nice. Have
too.
you been there too? That's awesome. The Le Notre Garden at the France Pavilion has 985 shrubs. Wow. The France is such a beautiful pavilion.
Yeah, oh, it is.
I love that.
And then they have the little area now with the Ratatouille.
I love it.
Like a little cute
It's adorable.
French downtown or something.
There are 3,500 total plant species represented. I don't know. Not really sure if that means.
So 3,500.
Is that at the France Pavilion? I'm not sure.
No, that's in
all
World.
of Disney.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the 3,500
3,500
total plant species
Right.
in all of Disney World.
There were that
that's
many.
right. There are 11,000 irrigation valves that are controlled by 860 irrigation controllers. Just maintaining all of that alone.
Blaine went to it too. I think we're the
Oh,
only ones
really?
in here that haven't been
Jeez.
to the flower show.
We're
He liked it a
missing
lot
out.
too.
Did you?
And he liked the butterfly garden.
I would love the butterfly garden.
The butterfly garden is outdoors, right? It's not an enclosed area. Am I correct? It's just they set up the right flowers to attract them to that area.
We went to a couple of butterfly places. One was in Canada, and that was lovely.
Right. But they're indoors.
They're indoors, and one was in Westford, Mass. During the winter holidays, there are 90,000 poinsettias used at Walt Disney World. Wow. I know they had some.
90,000.
Yeah, I know they had them. I have a picture of me posing with one that was like about 6 feet tall.
Well, they stacked them to look like a
stacked
Christmas
them.
tree.
Yeah, they stacked them to look like a Christmas tree. I have a picture of me posing in front of them.
Yeah, it is an outdoor The butterfly garden is outdoors,
Oh, it is. Oh, that must be really
but they
cool.
also have a netted area.
Yeah, nice. Walt Disney World gardeners now mow 450,000 miles at Disney World. Wow. So Walt Disney World gardeners mow 450,000 miles at Disney World. That's equal to 18 trips around the earth at the equator. Oh, that's a lot of mowing.
450,000 miles
Oh my
mowing the lawns.
gosh. Well, they certainly do an outstanding job of keeping the landscape beautifully manicured.
Right. Very well. Okay. So that comes the end of another show. Like I said, we will be back in 2 weeks on Thursday.
Mhm.
And please join us this Saturday at 4:00
4
for our
o'clock.
games in our Tanisha time.
Yes. Look forward to seeing Tanisha on Sunday.
All right. So thank you very much for coming
Thank you
in.
all for coming in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay young. Have fun.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.